All right, so I got a request for a new video on auction market theory, and the request was start from a naked chart and show us exactly how to chart this. All right. First thing we're going to do is we're going to chart with volume profile visible range. Okay. What we're going to do, we're going to adjust this and we're going to put it on the left-hand side. We're going to uncheck the point of control and we're going to change the number of rows to 100. Okay. Now doing this, we can see our two peaks. And also, if you notice, there is a unhighlighted part on the visible range volume profile. And what this is this is where 75% of the volume is occurring on the chart. We're on the 4 hour to do this charting, okay? You don't chart this uh, on coins that are not established, okay? So we're concentrating on these peaks for the next step. We're going to use then the fixed range volume profile. We're going to capture this first peak. What we do is we chart with the first candle after the leg up, okay? So we're going to go to this candle to this candle. All right. And then we've got to chart this second peak fixed range. Okay. There's our leg up, this candle, and we're going to go. Yeah, we're going to go right here. You know, you're going to have to use your judgment a little bit because what we've got here is a leg down, and we're establishing a slightly newer range. So you know, you can pretty much go to this 2.45 million mark here because this significant candle right here is the one that we'll use next. Okay. All right. And this area does not deserve yet any kind of a fixed ranged volume profile. So what we're going to do is click on these and also change the row size to 100. Okay, the value area is 70, and this is going to be important in just a minute. Okay. Okay, so now we have these put together. All right, now what we need to do is create some lines on our chart to reflect the value area high, the value area low, and the point of control. Now the point of control on the fixed range volume profile is this red line. We want to extend it right, essentially. The value area high is where the chart or the fixed range volume profile turns from bright to dark. Okay, it's this line right here, and value area low is this line right here. So we're going to chart the value area high, point of control, and value area low. So all we're going to do is use the horizontal ray, and you know, you may want to zoom in to get this a little more accurate, but there's the horizontal ray. We're just going to change its color to red and change our text to white. Make sure we've got text alignment bottom right. All right, point of control. And then, you know, we're going to say from July 19th to July 24th. So okay. And then same thing for the value area high. All right, but instead of using a red, we're just going to change that to white. Okay. And text is just going to be VAH 719. I'll just stay consistent. I did it this way to 724. That's our value area high. And, you know, I'm just going to copy this text to make it easier for me. All right, we're going to create yet another horizontal ray, starting with this area here. And then we're just going to paste, whoops, get back in there, paste, and change that from va to vol. Okay. And now we've got this charted perfectly. Now, what we need to do is hit this one at the bottom. So we'll chart the point of control right here. All right. Change that. Well, we can just put the point of control in, and the dates here, we're going to read that. What are the dates on here? We're going from the 17th to the 19th. Okay, so this is the point of control. It is from the 17th to the 19th. All right, and again, we have to change the style of the line to red. Okay, perfect. And then we'll chart the value area high and low. Right, it's right here, value area high. Change our line to white. Text, value area high, 717, 719. Okay. And get our value area low. Of course, we can see here when it turns from shaded or dark to shaded, right? Dark to shaded. This represents 70% of the volume. All right. And then we've got our value area low. Whoops. 717 to 719. Okay. Now I want you to see a few things on this chart. Okay. That's really helpful. I like to go expand the chart out a little bit. Now, if you remember, I drew this first. If you've watched the first video, I drew this before all this price action here over the last few days. Notice, remember when I indicated that in the first video that when we get a relatively violent reaction off the point of control, that we are not getting acceptance into the former range, okay? It's a clear indication that we are likely not going to get acceptance into the former range. So we had these two candles, I believe we were looking at, and I saw them wick up. So it was clear acceptance that we were going to bounce off the point of control. And sure enough, we did. Now, you might be wondering, what are we looking at now? Well, what we're looking at is price has increased. It is above the value area high of the former range. And it's sort of establishing a new range, but we are awfully close to the value area low. And, this is our next obstacle. Once price accelerates into this range here, we can say, and it stays in here, probably what it'll do is price will oscillate between the value area low and the point of control in this range, and then begin to start hitting the value area high. When we get news, say Bonk Guy gives us a shout out or something, you'll see a price acceleration. I call that a news event. It can blast right through all of these. But, according to auction market theory, um, we should progress into this new range at some point because we don't have acceptance into the former range. So we're sort of oscillating here, and we'll see how long we go between the value area high from the 717 to 719 and the value area low of 719 and 724. But this is very common behavior. So my next postulation, and this is on the ticker Monkey the Picasso, is that we move into this range here and begin to oscillate between the value area low and point of control, eventually hitting the value area high. And then we should see behavior similar to this, because in meme coins, especially, we're dealing with psychological highs. And this is what we're dealing with right here. So when you hit a million, when you hit 1.5 million, when you hit 2 million, when you hit 2.5 million, it's almost every 250 or 500,000 you move up is a psychological number. So this is what we're dealing with is selling at 2.5 million, right? So you've got to keep that in your arsenal as well when evaluating meme coins. So that's how you chart it, and that's a little more in depth how you evaluate it. Thank you for looking at this video. Please like and subscribe so that you get my next videos and we keep the algorithm happy. Thank you very much for all your support and have a great day.